with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I'm just gearing up to go on my first parent-teacher interview. See what this little bastard's been up to. Parent-teacher interviews was like the most nerve-wracking time of my whole entire life. The second most nerve-wracking time was handing over my report card. Here, fucking wrap your eyeballs around that. Remember how for the last 6 months I've been telling you I've been doing really well at school? Well, that was all a lie. I haven't been concentrating, nor have I been reaching my full potential. But that only lasted until like year 8, and then my parents and the teachers gave up. It was just easier that way. Less friction. So now the fucking tables are turned. Now it's me rocking up. And I'm still nervous. I'm still fucking worried that the teacher's going to yell at me. Fuck you. I'm not the student. I'm fucking the parent. I'm going to be honest. My son brought his report card home. Friday, was it? And I didn't even read it. I'm like, what the fuck could a year 1 be doing wrong? Tell me that. Tell me exactly what a fucking year 1 could be possibly doing wrong. Playing the triangle wrong? Ting! Ting! That's fucking music class. Triangle and fucking tambourine. What is he, failing the triangle, is he? Who gives a fuck? What, he can't read or write either? Who fucking cares? Who needs reading and writing? It's 2022. Fucking if you need to read something, there's Audible. If you need to spell something, there's spell check. What about tests though and end of year exams? Well, I'll teach him how to fucking cheat. It's not fucking hard. It actually is though. It's probably harder to cheat, get away with it, worry about all the fucking stress about getting caught than to actually just do the work and learn. Maybe I'll teach him that. But if you're not into learning, then just cheat. That's the first thing I teach kids is to cheat. Nah, my kid's doing all right. I didn't read his report card because I just don't give a fuck what they say, because there's a big difference between what he's doing in class and what he shows when he gets home. So he can read, write, and spell already. He just turned 6. Like, he's not reading novels or fucking penning the Declaration of Independence or whatever the fuck it is. He's like, yeah, the dog's fucking cool and shit. The house is there, whatever. And math-wise, because my wife's fucking good at maths, she's a fucking engineer. She's been teaching him math since he was like fucking 2 years old. So he's already doing like X minus fucking 10 equals fucking whatever. I can't even do it. But he understands those concepts and shit. And he can do like fucking 380 times fucking 240 and shit like that. Without a calculator, just pen and paper. And then he goes into class and they're like, if Jacob, the transgender African fucking kid, has 10 fucking gender neutral lollies and he gives or she gives 7 to Stephen the autistic, how many gender neutral lollies are there left in the fucking bowl? And my kid's like, what the fuck is a gender neutral? And we're like, it's math. Shut up. So he gets a little bit confused with all that sort of shit, but he's fine. So I fucking take what the teachers have to say with a fucking grain of salt. Plus there's like 24 kids in the class. It's a split class. It's 1 and 2. And he's a young year 1. He just turned 6. So he's in there mixing it with the kids. And the teacher isn't paying attention to him at all. I know that. She sent him home some homework to do. And the words were like in, I-N, bin, B-I-N, tin, T-I-N. I'm like, yeah, thanks. Thanks for the progress you're making over there, fuckwits. At your fucking rate, he won't even be able to fill out the McDonald's application form by the time he's 24. In. Yeah, I taught him in 30 seconds 6 months ago, cunt. I honestly don't even know what the fuck they're teaching him over there. The other day I came and picked him up and he fucking walked out of the classroom bawling his eyes out. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I don't want to be stolen from my family. I don't want to be taken away from you and mama. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, they took the babies away. They took all the kids away from their mama and dada. And I'm like, who did? What? What's going on? What are they teaching you in there? And it was like Aboriginal fucking Reconciliation Week or Sorry Week or whatever the fuck they call it. So they were teaching 5 and 6-year-old kids about the stolen generation, which is a dark period of Australian history where the government took all the Aboriginal children off their parents and put them into like fucking boarding schools and shit. Dark period of Australian history that I can barely fucking handle myself. I can barely watch it. It's fucking brutal what they did. And you have to know about history to learn from history. But I'm not too sure that's what you need to be learning at 5 fucking years old. Can we ease into the stolen generation? He was wearing nappies 3 years ago. I'm not too sure he's emotionally ready for the fucking stolen generation. So then he had fucking like nightmares for a week after that. And then they send him home with in. I-N. In. Here, you can fucking deal with the fucking stolen generation, but we don't want to overburden you with the complexity of a 3-letter word. You fucking cunts. So these are the things I'm going to be thinking to myself silently while I'm in the parent-teacher interview today. I know I won't have to say anything because my fucking wife, she doesn't take any shit from these teachers. She is a proud fucking Indian mum. She doesn't let anyone tell her son is not the fucking golden child. Sometimes I need to calm her down and just remind her, I'm like, you know he's not actually a superhero? Like, they're just costumes he wears around the house. He has no actual superpowers. We bought him those fucking costumes. Even then, she's like, yeah, but still, he is a little bit of a superhero, isn't he? I'm like, fucking Jesus Christ. So yeah, I've got that. And fucking yesterday, my tooth went fucking well. It was expensive, $240 for a fucking filling, but no fucking pain, no drama whatsoever. She was going to do it without anesthetic though. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, oh, we're just going to drill out the filling next to it and make the hole bigger. I'm like, are you going to use anesthetic? Because if a little fucking bit of foil hits that fucking filling, it feels like an electric shock. So I don't know what it's going to feel like if you fucking jam a drill in there. And she's like, do you want some anesthetic? I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind something to numb the pain. Yes, please. Before you start drilling into my tooth. So she fucking jabbed me, bada bing, bada fucking boom. Now I've got a fucking giant filling and it's kind of sorer than it was before. But what are you going to do? Anyway, fucking better get to the school. That'll do for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around and I'll see you the fuck later.